is this: what God has called you, He'll give you grace to walk in. You telling your story about playing. I remember I was actually on the morning show when I brought my babies in with me. My boss was really cool, and my first one, no problem. The second one, it was just like he had this separation thing. And I remember he got old enough, though, Grace, to lie on this little poo couch. It wasn't a real couch. It was like this thing. And I'd get in there. I was on the air right at 6. At 6:05, it had to be quiet because it was our on-air prayer time.
Yeah.
And I had to show up. I mean, I had to turn that mic on, good day or bad day. I think I learned a lot in 15 and a half years. I have to show up and be Teresa. I don't have to be fake because I wasn't fake. But the minute the mic went on, my face lit up. It's just the way God wired me. But anyway, so here I am on the air at 6:05, and William's on the couch, and he starts fussing. And I'm like, William, you got to be quiet. I got a prayer. Like 10 minutes with the mic open. That's very rare in my particular radio station. So it'd be like, mic open. Oh, dear Jesus, we love you. We thank you for this. Mic off. William, shut up. Mic on. Jesus, you're so awesome. I just love you. I did it. And William, I brought you in this world. I can take you out. You got to shut up. And I would kind of like go mic on, mic off. Yeah. But yet, if I can say this, if you're a mom and you just feel how could I be me? I just have to show up just to take care of my babies. Walk in that with some grace. I understand. Keep doing whatever moments you have. Don't feel the pressure. Go take a nap, man. But yet, see, this is why I'm saying God will enable. It will often be out of those messy, dreary, bleary days that some of your best ideas come out.
Yeah.
I love to read, and I'm reading 2 different books, or actually I'm in about 4 right now. But I got Lisa Bevere, Raising 4 Boys, and her stories of motherhood are beautiful. Mo Islam is sharing her journey. Now she's got like 3 in between the months of, like, they're all just barely apart, like boom, boom, boom. And she's learning to find that place, but to write. But sometimes where you're writing is from the very pain or the very stuff you're going through. Some of your best writing is going to come there. So that's why I go back to show up. How do you show up in a mess? Well, take time for yourself. I mean, soul health is so important. Can I talk about soul health? Soul health? Because, see, if you're going to have a voice, one, you really need to understand your identity, who you are in Christ. And sometimes you get whacked out by the striving. When I mean soul health, we're body, soul, and spirit. We're spirit beings having a human experience. We're driven by the spirit, but our human experience can whack us out. Let's be real. Like, I can say, I've been crucified with Christ. There's no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. But the life I live in the flesh, I live by faith of the Son of God. So when you're in that mess, how do you show up? Sometimes I show up through pain just by journaling. I mean, now, if you're not a writer, you show up by painting. You show up by singing or writing worship songs. So I don't want to say it's just writing. And, out of the pages of those writings, and that was how the Lord spoke to me through the words of the vine dresser, something holy happens because you're taking your pain and you're connecting it to God. And you're connecting your anger to God. And in and then if you got the power source, you got the word, not in striving, but you got the word to soothe you. Then you find this rhythm in the midst of your life. And there's different rhythms. You've got to go with the rhythm that God's put, and then just His grace will enable. Remember that. What God's called you, write that down. His grace will sustain you and help you move forward. Did I answer that question? That was a long one.
I think you did. I want to kind of. Mom, I saw a dress. Yes, you did.
Oh, it's so precious.
I want to close out today by you selling. I don't know if that's a good word, but I need the people to know why they need to get into your Redeeming Voice camp.
Okay.
I want them to know about your blueprint calls. Those are incredible. I did one with you, and I gave you just some things that were in my heart, and you like laid out exactly what that was for, and I was like, that's Yes.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thank you for articulating that for me.
That's
and you
cool.
have such a gift, and people need that so much. Like, it's so key. So I want you to kind of walk me through and walk everybody through, what does that look like? What does the blueprint call look like? How do they sign up for them?
Okay.
How do they get into your Redeeming Voice Camp? I know it's closing soon, so they need to hurry.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Well, the Kingdom Mentor Academy has been around for a while, and God birthed this Redeem Your Voice camp that was basically, you're in the Kingdom Mentor Academy, you have access to that. And I felt such a passion to know what is the secret to your voice. And Song of Songs 2 verse 4 just opened that up. He transported me into the house of wine to drink of his love divine. So the Redeem Your Voice camp goes to those nitty gritty things that keep us from having a voice, that keep us silent. So the Redeem Your Voice camp is part of the Kingdom Mentor Academy. It's open now, redeemyourvoice.com/open. But what we deal with trauma. We deal with the orphan spirit. We deal with just getting the clutter away so you can lean in and hear what God's saying. It's a community. We have a family. We support each other. It's a God initiative. We only move if God tells us to move, which means you got 24/7, month by month, we're going to unlock a course for you. Like right now, I had the throne room voices where Grace was a part of it. And I said, hey, just call this TTV, because whenever you want and you want a different subject, go on in there or, and listen. I had one lady tell me, excuse me, she had it on all day. That's one thing. Grace, the Redeem Your Voice camp. But a lot of times people get a handle that's what they need with what we call the blueprint identity call. And what that simply is we meet just like this on Zoom, not live anywhere. And I ask you some questions. I find out what obstacles are in your way. Just ask you some basic questions. And then oftentimes I give you this blueprint for breakthrough. I mean, I'll walk you through it. And then after the call, I send you your own personal blueprint and then a 30-day action plan, which the 30-day action plan is really the steps of FRP to focus what's not faith, hope, and righteousness, bring into the reality. How do I feel about this? Boom, bring in a promise of God. That's basically what the 30-day action plan is. But I'd love to invite your members on that, because it would be the awesome, one, to connect, and two, instead of just going over to the open page and you see all this different things, you can do that. That's redeemyourvoice.com/open. But I'd love to meet. redeemyourvoice.com/blueprint now, all low caps, no capitals, blueprint now, redeemyourvoice.com/blueprint now. And what's a beautiful thing about that is God showed me how to do that, where I'm really focusing on you. And he led me through some steps where it's been so awesome. I mean, I get so high after sharing with someone like that. And two, I have to tell you that some of my best friends have come through that. Either that or they DM me out like Grace did. She showed up in my inbox. So anyway, it would be such an honor to connect with you. If you're from Australia and you don't find a time, just send me an email and I'll be sure to find a time. So like the Australians right now it's midnight. So, I usually have to meet them like at 5, 6, and 7, and 8 at night because of their time zone. But it's just a real honor, Grace, to be able to lead a hungry group of men and women. Yeah. We also have upper level where Dave answers the picture, and that's like 2 or 3 times a month. We meet one-on-one for a whole hour, just you. The Redeem Your Voice, we meet like that twice a month. We have live, I call it Family Time in the Vine, where we come together. I may share a little, and then we have time together. 24 hours, 7 courses. You have access to the courses. And more than anything, you have a covering of a husband and a wife that are going to pray for you, pour into you, and trust God. It's like, it has a price. It's at a reduced price, but the reason it has a price is we don't have a poverty mentality. If we gave it away, you wouldn't appreciate it. But those who know they got to invest, they appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's like this. This is the key to investment. God told me it's intentionality. If I was making a living selling cookies, I would be investing in the ingredients, always stirring that batter, and my oven would always be hot. It's the necessary actions to get to the next step. I've had mentors. I've had godmothers. I have people that pour into me on specific steps right now, even. So it's just wonderful. It's one of my favorite things to do is to be able to sit down and talk to you and ask you some questions, then maybe lay out what we have at the Redeem Your Voice camp. But redeemyourvoice.com.
It's honoring the gift of God too. You know,
sure, you got to honor the gift of God, right?
Mark Hankins said, "Respect. You can respect without, much cost to you, but honor comes at a cost. You have to pay a price. So
well said, yeah, and it is honor because, like, I'll give you an example. My husband counsels a lot on the phone, and finally, he doesn't do it just to anyone, but finally a certain one person started to honor his time because it was massive, and she would honor him by a weekly gift. There's different, what it's like not to feel honored. And I've had my years of giving things away, and it wasn't good.
No,
I mean, it was like, So anyway, it is at a discount price. It's normally, something like this would normally be about $97, then $67, but I'm opening up for $49 a month. It is a monthly thing. You can back out when you want, but that price will never go up as the price goes up because this is the entry point. I was going to end it October 7th, but I may open it a little longer because people are just now getting around to it. If you just go to, can I say this? I'm just throwing links at, if you just go to redeemyourvoice.com, you don't want a blueprint, you don't want to check the page, redeemyourvoice.com will give you this powerful 3 video series where you can walk yourself and say, okay, maybe I need my help in here. Oh, I need help in here. And I give you books and journals and everything along with that, redeemyourvoice.com. So, I mean, when you said sell it, the way I sell it is I be me, I show up, I want to give more than I receive, give, share, give, and then people are like, I have this one question, Grace. I love it. It's like, this will show you the grace of showing up and persistent and how that helps. There's one question where it's like, well, what is it about me that you align with? And I'll get people like, well, I've been following you on Facebook for 2-3 years. I'm like, wow. Or I've been on your email list for a long time. It's like, so this is what I'm saying to that is you may think there's nothing going on, but there's a ripple effect. And as you stay faithful, I believe God opens the doors. I believe God sets you before kings. There's just, and you know what? I got to tell you, the Holy Spirit is the best marketer. Yeah, you can learn some principles and then pray.
Yeah.
So anyway, redeemyourvoice.com. I'd love to connect with you. Redeemyourvoice.com blueprint now. And or just, can I just share my Instagram?
Sure.
Teresa Croft. That's Teresa, it's not an E. You got to just find me at Teresa Croft and DM me. Say, hey, I saw your interview with Grace. Tell me more. Or, that's how Grace and I met. I love it. That's how I connect. That's how I connect with my people. They're in Australia and away from me. I connect through Instagram. So
I love Instagram.
Okay.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us today on Faithful Friday. Thanks for coming to celebrate my birthday with me.
Happy birthday to you. I cannot sing.
So why don't you give me a present and give yourself a present and connect with Teresa and get into her Redeeming Voice Camp. You don't want to miss this. I'm just going to tell you right now, you don't want to miss this. If you've got something that's just been irritating you because it's there and you're not sure what to do with it, she has such a gift to be able to get it out of you and put it in actionable terms. She talked about that 30-day list that she gives you. I need something like that. We need a funnel, a channel, something to practically put into action the thing that God has put in us. We're going to stir up the gift and step into the next thing.
in a nutshell, this, I think sometimes people still don't get this, but in a nutshell, this is what we do. We help you find your voice and share your voice from a foundation of identity. And to those who want to market their voice, we help you grow your brand online with the CARE strategy. Yeah. So just joining, like that sounds good, marketing your voice, just join the Redeem Your Voice camp. One of the bonuses is the first basic marketing module that will show you what we mean by the CARE strategy. Just on that alone, you could find steps to start showing up with your business. Good. So I didn't, sometimes I get all, how do you say it? Vague, but I want to narrow that. Find your voice, share your voice from a foundation of identity, market your voice with the CARE strategy. Good. Because you know what? Can I say one more thing? Your voice is needed, friend. Yeah. Yes. Look at me. Your voice is needed. You have a voice that only you can express. You have a uniqueness. When you show up, you have your story, your stuff, your messes. But out of those messes, you've come, your character's grown. You've grown in being able to give compassion. That is needed in today. Voices like you, friend, are needed for today. Good. Okay. Yes. Well, I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Hey, you too, Teresa. Thanks for joining me. And thanks, guys, for showing up. Always, we are the faithful crew. And until next week, until next Friday, we'll be here.